We've been talking about how shapes can be turned into forms by taking a shape and adding some value, some shading to it. So these are shapes over here, and these are forms over here. Shapes are two-dimensional, forms are three-dimensional. So we're going to look at an example of a shape and a form that you can do that's from the sphere. So an apple is a very spherical shaped object, and if you just look at this apple from above, you can see how the light hits it and the light reflects in certain places, and then it casts a shadow in certain places depending on where the light's coming from, and then there's shadow on the apple itself. So if you're going to draw it from this point of view, looking down, let's just pick one for now, and we'll do the green one, and let's just start drawing it from this angle. Now I'm looking at a slightly different angle than you are. The camera is coming from over here. I'm actually looking at it from over here. So I'm going to draw it slightly differently from how you might be seeing it. And you can either draw from your point of view or you can draw with me. But just know that the apple that you're seeing, I'm seeing it from a different angle than you are. So what I've done is kind of outlined a circle-ish shape similar to the apple. And I'm just going to kind of pick out a few points of reference and detail from how I'm seeing it. And then I'll start putting in some of the shading to reveal the form. So again, when we started with the circle, that's a shape. And even the shadows behind the apple are shapes. So I'm seeing from the point of view where I am, I'm seeing an area of reflection over here. So it's real bright right there. And I'm seeing a little area of reflection right about here, where it's bright in between these two lines that I'm drawing. And it's bright again over there. And it's also real bright down here. There's a couple little real reflective areas. So I'm just putting those in as places to kind of give me some context. And then there's also this stem is casting a shadow on the apple itself, right about there. So I'm putting that in. And then there's more of a shadow area, or I should say a shaded area up here. A lot of light on top of the apple from the point of view that I'm looking at right now. All right, so I think I'll do the shadows later, so I'm just gonna start with giving some contour to the apple. Now, there's contour lines or lines that you draw to show the shape and form of the thing that you're drawing. And so like, if I start down here where this stem hits the apple, right about there or so, I can kind of follow the contour, as I'm seeing it anyways, of the apple, and just draw some lines that start to show the shape. And right now I'm going to try not to go over that area that's going to be reflection, but later on I will. So I'm looking at kind of the types of lines that I'm seeing on the apple, and I'm using them to help me figure out what's the form. So the contour lines show the form. Alright, and so like down here, they kind of go about like so. And over here, there's some. So on an apple, like some of these are actually like lines of the different color, the range of value from the light to dark on the apple. And some of them are just lines that I'm just kind of putting there that end up making the shape. Now this is a black and white drawing using graphite. And so there's some blemishes, and you know, depending on how much detail you're going for, you can include that or not. But right now we're trying to focus on taking a shape and turning it into a form. So I'm going to do kind of a simple version of this apple. I'm going to start to put some shading lines over here.